Why, hello there, everybody. How you doing today? It's me again. Today, I want to talk about the difference between someone who has just a title and someone who has true authority, or the difference between a title and true authority. Now, all authority, all true, real authority has a title. But all true, real authority is in place to make sure that you can be the best you that you can be. Because again, all true authority comes from Almighty God or from Jesus. Because Jesus said, all authority in both heaven and earth has been given unto me. Therefore, go out and make disciples of all men. That's the Great Commission. Now, all true authority has a title, but not everyone who has a title has true authority. There are three ways to get a title. The first way that you can get a title is you can just take it. The second way that you can get a title is you can have it forced on you or put on you. And then the third way, well, we'll cover the third way in a minute. But there's all kind of titles that we have that are abound. And let's start off with the titles for true authority. All true authority has a title. For example, law enforcement officer, that's their title. The police, that's their title. Attorneys, judges, the court system, the judicial system, that is their title. And they operate underneath their own authority. But now everybody, the way that you can grab a title is you can say, hey, I'm a superstar. Because that's what people do. They grab these titles and they say that they're somebody when they're just like you and me. So the title there's a constant war between the title and the true authority. But the true authority is going to win because the true authority is Almighty God. And the title alone is fake, and that's from the devil. So what you have is this. And what we're seeing in the world right now, you're watching it play out, and you'll understand by the end of this video. What we have is we have people who have taken titles versus real, true authority. Now remember, there's three ways to get a title. But there's only one way to get authority. There's three ways to get a title. Not all title is real authority. If just a title alone is not true authority, but every true authority has a title. The reason why people grab these titles, like let's say, superstar, celebrity, is because they want, the only reason why someone would grab a title is because they want control. And the way they use their own little rules in an attempt to be in as well as maintain control over everyone else. And what they say is, because of my title gives me the authority to enforce my rules, simply because of their title. But here's the difference. The real, true authority does not seek after control, because the real, true authority knows that they are nothing more than a servant whose job it is to encourage and build up, not tear down. They are there to make you a better you, simply because they're not serving themselves, but they are a servant of Almighty God. And just as Almighty God wants the very best for you, the servant of Almighty God it wants the very same thing for you. And here's the reason why that is, and how the servant does it. You see, what the servant does is the servant uses Almighty God's law to hold everyone who violates Almighty God's law accountable, but not accountable to the servant, accountable to the law of Almighty God. Because the only reason why Almighty God has put his law into place is to ensure that nothing comes between you and Almighty God, that nothing prevents you from giving you the opportunity or the choice to either serve Almighty God or not to serve Almighty God. And the only reason, the only way that the servant has the authority and can do and can hold others accountable is because the servant has accepted and acknowledged that the servant will be held accountable by Almighty God for how the servant has used the authority that Almighty God has allowed him and put him in a position of authority to use. Simply because authority is accepted, it's not taken. And in order to accept the authority, you have to accept the fact that you will be held accountable. Because authority, the only way to get authority, and authority always follows accountability. Without accountability, no one has any true authority. Now, in our next video, I'm going to tell you and show you exactly who and what the individual is who takes a title, and that the person that takes the title has no true, real authority, simply because they have not accepted the accountability that comes with the authority. I really do hope that that helps you.